Hey everybody, just wanted to shoot a video that I normally don't shoot, just because of its unique kind of historical value, possibly. Um, those viewers who aren't from Southern Ontario know that a lot of our forests have become deforested. There's been a lot of clear cutting over, a few centuries, which there's very little old growth trees left in Southern Ontario, very minimal. But here is a great example of a forest that has been completely clear cut at one point, and the remaining trees were left as a property marker or property border. And these are some really ancient sugar maples that are quite big. And it's interesting to see that they're all completely in a row, and they go down to this direction. I'm going to start marching through the snow because this last sugar maple down here is particularly old and gnarly and ancient. So it's just kind of an interesting, way to look at things, as the only reason why these particular trees weren't clear cut was to, separate boundaries between two properties, probably two farmers. And at one point, I'm going to make the assumption that all of this was farmland, with the exception of these trees. It's a little difficult to walk down here, but this last sugar maple is pretty cool, so it's worth it. And in this forest, there's a lot of red oak, Austria virginiana, the hornbeam, a lot of hickory too, mostly bitternut hickories, mixed with the occasional coniferous plants like white pines and white spruce, hemlock, a lot of hemlock and white cedar. But here's two also very large sugar maples. But I think it's this last one that's extra gnarly and extra cool. You can tell at some point it was struck by lightning, and part of the trunk came down. So it's pretty big. It's a big girth. And it kind of splits into two. I mean, each one of these trees on its own, even though it's the same tree, would be a really gigantic sugar maple. Let's see it. This is where that one part came down, one piece of the trunk. Let's see it from this angle. So just a massive, old, gnarly sugar maple. I'm gonna try to get some seeds, maybe pass on the lineage of this old giant. So pretty cool. Sugar maple is a very common plant in this area of Southern Ontario. This is actually considered a beech sugar maple forest. Unfortunately, a lot of the beeches are starting to die from a disease that's come around the last few years only, unfortunately. But these sugar maples have been unaffected by anything. So I want to show that. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care.